Hi guys, Eric from Awesome Dive Shop. Today I'm going to tell you about the Riffe Marauder 55 series spear gun. This is one of my favorite spear guns for going in the kelp bed or going paddy hopping, just because of the versatility of it, the tracking ability, and the range most of all. To start, this spear gun is made out of 5 pieces of laminated mahogany. It has a full stainless steel trigger mech, safety, and line release. It also has stainless steel line guide and line anchor on the bottom, which we'll talk more about later. And then it comes stock with a 1964 double flopper, which is the other feature that I really enjoy about this gun. Having a double flopper makes it a lot easier to secure your fish, so more likely coming home with that fish. Obviously you could upgrade with a threaded shaft and add a slip tip or a rock tip if you wanted, depending on what environment you're diving in and what type of fish you want to spear. However, this one comes stock with the 1964 double flopper, which is a great upgrade to start for most spear guns that come with a single flopper. It comes with 3 9/16 power bands. So having the smaller diameter power bands is going to allow you to load this gun a little bit easier, but having 3 of them is going to up the power and be able to project this shaft to an effective shooting range of about 18 feet, which is going to be great for either island reef that are super high vis, or for us here in Southern California in our kelp beds and to go paddy hopping. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this guy to show you another cool feature on it. It's not loaded, so it's safe to do so, but I do have to take off that safety. So I'll pull this out. So as you guys might have noticed when I pulled it out, it does have what's called a mag track, which I really enjoy because it makes reloading your spear a lot easier, especially in the water in rough conditions. With that full stainless steel trigger mech, it's a very smooth entry for the shaft. I always like to remind people that the safety does have to be on fire for the shaft to be engaged. And you don't really need to push hard. It's just a slight press till that engages, and it's always good practice to go ahead and put that safety back on. Another little tidbit to remember is this loop on your shaft. You could definitely still load it and be successful having it pulled to the side. However, I do like to make sure it's in line. As I go up to rewrap the gun, I want to go underneath that line guide over the shaft. There's a nice groove that Riffe has put into this shaft, or into this stock, to guide your line. Go back down to the line release. At this point, I like to put it on my hip, and then back up around the line guide, and then back up to my hip. At this point, I'm going to reach up and grab that muzzle bungee to relieve tension, so I can go ahead and put it on that line release, and then you are all set. In addition to all those other features I just mentioned, I don't want to forget about this nice soft grip handle. It's one of my favorite handles on the market. Nice and low profile and just super comfortable to have in your hand. Then they have a nice loading butt. It's not the best loading butt. I like the Euro Series more. However, for this style of gun, the cuttlefish design, which I want to make sure that you guys are aware, this is going to allow the gun to track a lot better, which is another great reason why to use it for paddy hopping. Because as most of you might know, or some of you guys might not know, a mid-handle gun is going to be usually best for tracking a fish. But usually those are going to be the larger blue water guns. I'm not saying that there's not other companies that do make shorter ones. However, having one that has a rear handle, which is what we predominantly use in the kelp bed to get more extension, since we aren't going to be tracking fish as much due to the kelp stock, it's nice to have a rear handle that tracks really well. So if you do want to take it off paddy hopping, paddies are only 15 miles off our coast here in Southern California, so using it in the local kelp bed and then taking it out paddy hopping, pretty much to get 2 guns in one. Another great feature about this gun is it comes with inserts for a reel. So Riffe makes a great horizontal reel, which you can check out our other videos, or give us a call if you have any questions on them. But they're great for the kelp bed around here if you don't use a float line. You can mount that reel on there pretty easily at home. You can have us help you, or we'll make a video for you on how to mount that. But overall, one of my favorite guns. Definitely check it out. We'll leave a link to it in the description down below. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe this video, and look forward to seeing you in the water.